Welcome back, everyone. This is Jaronitis bringing you Feed the Beast 1.6. We are starting episode 28 now. Last episode was not so great. It was kind of boring. I went back and watched it, and I was like, wow, it's me flying around in the dark a lot. So we're going to try to do a little bit better this episode. I have a couple of ideas that I want to go through. But first thing I want to do is try an idea that I had on how to make the deep dark a little less foreboding. In the Thaumonomicon, we have discovered hyperallergenic, we're really allergic to it, hyperenergetic Nitor. Now, according to this, it will create a light that will shine even if it's being carried by a player. So essentially, it's a carryable light source that will shed light as you're walking around. If that's the case, that should negate the darkness of the deep dark, causing us damage. So it's not going to be a really easy thing to make, I don't think. I'm not sure if I'll even be able to do all this in one cauldron. But 10 air, 10 fire, 25 lux, and 25 potentia, and then you drop in a Nitor over top of it. So I've measured out some things here, and in theory, 5 of these is 10 air, 5 of these is 10 fire. Then we've got torches for the light, and redstone for the potentia. Yes, I could probably do it a different way, but we're going to try it this way first. So we're going to drop that, and then that, and get nothing. Because, as I thought, it was too much for it to all handle all at the same time. So now we're going to make a mess, and whatever. So we'll have to try this a different way. What we'll probably wind up doing is taking it and using we'll probably use coal, and the coal, whoops, didn't mean to do that. The coal will do the fire and the first part of the necessary the coal should do the fire and the first part of the potentia. So if I remember correctly, we should have fire and potentia on coal and charcoal, and it does. So we'll be able to do the first part like that, or we might even just go with and wind up just having extra fire. That might be the easier way to accept that we're going to have extra fire. Let's see how this is going to work out. I can't think of anything else that's going to have air easier than this, except for maybe arrows. Arrows have air and feathers have air, but they also have the same amount of other stuff on them, if I'm not mistaken. So let's take a look real quick. I've got, well, I don't have any feathers anyway, so it doesn't matter. I swear, oh wait, yes I do. Alright, feathers have 2, actually it's only 1 air per, so I need 10. That would leave an extra 10 of the feathers of the, whatever the name of that is, volatus or something. So that's probably not the best option. Well, no, the air shards will do better. So we will use the same with the torches, although I'll need a couple more torches. And we'll do it this way. Actually, we need 25 torches. We'll need a total of 25 potentia, so that's going to be 13 coal. That'll actually make it 26 potentia, and plenty of fire, and then the air shards should make the rest. Hopefully this is going to work. If not, then I'll probably have to come back later and try to figure out a way to do this with less issues in this respect. So, oh wait a minute. It'd be good if I had the Nitor with me too, wouldn't it? Alright, so let's see how this is going to work out. And I don't even know if this is going to work, so let's just toss the stuff in. And cool, there it is. Hyperallergenic Nitor. Okay, now I don't know if I have to have this in my hand to have it shed the light, or if it's automatically just because it's in my hotbar, or what. So let's go back to the deep dark and see what we get. Alrighty, so since we're in the deep dark and we don't want to actually go into the dangerous part of the deep dark, let us just knock down these torches here and see how dark it gets. It doesn't seem to get dark at all. Interesting. So this might actually be okay to use. Now, there does seem to be some sort of light source up here. Anyway, why did that torch not stack with the rest? Who knows? Alright, well, we'll put these torches back up just in case, because I don't want to have to worry about coming in here and having not had the torches for whatever reason and having an issue of that nature. So we're going to go down and we're just going to take a quick walk around and see if we take damage. If we don't, then this is going to make the deep dark not quite so foreboding. Although, if I do happen to walk off the edge right here before turning into a bat, I will die from the fall damage. Alrighty, so let's see. I didn't mark where the little structure that I found was, so we'll just fly off in a random direction and see. Oh, that is cool. Oh, that is really cool. So yeah, now we just have, we are a walking lamp. That's awesome. If anybody who's watching this has ever played the game Terraria, in Terraria, ooh. Hello. Looky, looky. I found something special. Alrighty. Anyway, like I was saying, if anyone's ever played the game Terraria, one of the first things that most people in Terraria try to get hands on is the miner's helmet. The miner's helmet actually puts an aura of light around your character, and that makes it so that you don't have to put torches everywhere you go. You just have light wherever you go, and that is very handy to have. That is the closest thing that I can associate with this. Okay, so we have a bunch of empty rooms. Okay, well, in that case, let me take the time to swap a couple of things around. And now, while keeping my hammer out, I can place torches. And we will torch in front of doors that don't go anywhere. I also want to stop being a bat because that makes it much harder to deal with. Uh-oh. No! Thank you. I morphed into a wall. Isn't that beautiful? Alrighty. It's so cool having this light go with me everywhere. That is like the greatest thing ever. So yes, hyperallergenic night, hyperenergetic. I'm gonna keep calling it hyperallergenic because you just have to be allergic to Nitor apparently. Oh, chest. And we get a steadfast drone, some gunpowder, logic matrix programmers, which I have absolutely never ever figured out what the heck they do. And I will take the chest as well, just so I don't have to worry about having it having me think there was something else here. I never did figure out what logic matrix programmers were supposed to be for. So yeah, you thought you were gonna make me go your way, didn't ya? I make my own path. Also, a nice little fun thing there was I found iridium. Iridium is now in chests. I actually found some previously, but didn't make a big deal out of it because, well, I didn't really notice that it was... Oop, another chest. That it was a big thing. I just noted that it was there, but it never really meant anything. Bane of Arthropods, what a waste that is. Alright, so I can already see that this is going to be a lengthy thing, and we're going to find all kinds of loot, and we're going to... Colored brick cyan, nice. And we're going to carry a lot more stuff home. Thaumy Max is nice. So, thank God for the auto-sorting system. So now, I can just continuously loot and not have to worry about running out of inventory space while looting. Okay, well, this is not where I was going to go with this episode, actually. I was going to just show if this worked, and then come back here and fly around off camera to try to find something interesting. And lo and behold, here's something interesting without having to fly around off camera. My understanding was, from what little research I did of this, is that this is a mostly just a maze of nothingness with a whole bunch of doors that don't actually lead anywhere. Oh, that one's already marked. And a whole bunch of dungeon loot. And apparently enemies that destroy the surroundings. So this could be fun. This could be incredibly dull. I really don't want to have another dull, boring chest. Hey, here's this stuff thing, iron horse armor. Cool, I can get a horse. I didn't want to have another episode where I just wandered around in the deep dark, not really doing that much. So if wandering around here and finding loot in this little whatever you call it is interesting to some, then this will be a great episode. If it's not interesting, well, then you got another boring one here, and you have my apologies. But I kind of want to keep going with this because what I really, really, really want is another portal gun. And these chests seem to be dungeon loot type chests. And when I found my first portal gun, it was in a dungeon loot type chest. And I really want to get another one. So I'm kind of inclined to continue hunting through here. Of course, if I run into another creeper and just get blown straight to nothingness, that won't do me very much good in my quest for another portal gun. But being able to chop through these walls fairly effectively seems like a pretty good way to go about this. Oh, the ladder's supposed to keep going up, and the creeper blew it up. Did I get any of the ladder? I got one piece of ladder. Well, you know what they say. The whole life gives you lemons, make lemonade thing. See, I'm not sure if there's any other things to be had in this dimension. I know that the mining is supposed to be really good. All these doors leading to nothing. That's fine. You can blow up over there. Perhaps putting a magnum torch outside this would have been a good idea. Death Bloom. No idea what that's about. But hey, at least he blew up over there and not in my face. You know, we're just gonna go up another level. Because whereas I really want to find another portal gun, wandering around in nothingness is not exactly an enthralling episode. And for all 2 people who watch this, I want those 2 people to be entertained and happy with my progress. And so far, I found a bunch of chests that didn't have anything good on them. What's with the music discs? My gosh. I guess on one side of things, I can scan a bunch of music discs and get a bunch of research stuff. And I hope nothing blows me up while I'm doing this. Horse armor. Huh. I knew that horse armor existed, but I never actually played with it. I've never actually played with horses. I hadn't played any vanilla Minecraft since before horses existed. Kind of cool that we're getting these colored bricks. They might be something to build with. More logic matrix programmers. Still don't know what those are for. Although I do love that the hyper energetic, I swear it's just, I told you I was going to do it, and I'm going to keep to it. I will continuously, what the heck? Oh, I used up all my torches. Oh, sweet. Now that's a chest right there. My God, that made this whole this whole universe, this whole area worth generating. Dimension. I was trying to think of dimension. This whole dimension was worth having for that chest. 3 whole coal. My God, whatever shall I do? I'm set for life. At least I'm not very far from where I spawned in. Hello, Mr. Skeleton with the apple on your head. Die, please. Wow, that guy took a lot of damage. I mean, he took a lot of hits to kill. Well, it looks like I'm almost at the top of this. We'll make our way around to the top of it while cutting through some walls. Yay, and there's a creeper on the roof, but that's it? Really? No, like, boss or final chest or something? Haha. That's it. Wow, that was underwhelming. I'm sure I must have missed some chests, but as a whole, that was slightly disappointing. Well, that's okay. At least I only wasted 2/3 of the episode here. But it's very nice to know that the hyper-energetic Nitor, I'm just whatever. The portable lamp, the fly around with light constantly on you, does stop you from dying here. It makes the light issues here non-existent. So that is a good thing to know. And I hope people watch this and figure out that, hey, you can do that. So, excellent way to make this area survivable. So now that we're done with that area, we're going to move on to something else. I want to make a bunch of different things, and you know what? This is actually going to go in my to be taken everywhere. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, but I don't want to have to depend on my current power supply for what I want to do. Mostly because my current power supply is only going to be able to handle 1 or 2 of the things that I forgot about that I want to do. We're going to need to make some a new power source, which is going to be EU. which is electric units, I think is the translation to that. I want to get started in industrial craft. And there goes my worded jar. But for industrial craft, it requires that you generate a whole different kind of power. So in order to do that, I'm going to try to get a new source of power. One of the other things I want to do is actually put one more upgrade to this whole tree farm right here, and that's going to be something to collect this experience that keeps being wasted, and to upgrade my mob spawner killer. I will probably do that next episode, just because I'm not going to take the time for it this episode. Or maybe I should. You know, I've got about, I got a little bit of time left. Could do that upgrade. Let me check. Did I actually get... Yes, I do have the brain in the jar. I should have this stuff. Oh, hush. My cat wants to be in the video. Let's see. So I need a warded jar in the center, 2 spider eyes, a zombie brain, and a water bucket. 20 senses, 20 examinus, and 20 cognito. You know, I think I can actually pull this off. Let me see if I've got the stuff. Okay, I've got plenty of cognito. I've got plenty of sensus. Do I have... Is this the right stuff? Yes, it is. Okay, so yes, I've got that stuff. You know what? We'll do this. This will be the last little bit of this episode. And then next episode, we will start working with the stuff to make a new power source. So let's see. Please let me have... I've got 2 brains, which means I can make 2 brains in a jar. And I've got plenty of spider eyes. Ooh. Well, we'll find out. See if I get no problem in the realm of that stuff that can happen, the bad things that can happen when you do infusion crafting. You know, that stuff. Instability. I couldn't think of instability to save my life. Isn't that hilarious? So if I get no instability and don't lose any of my brains, I mean, I can get instability for anything but the brains, because I don't have any other things. I don't have any other brains to keep up with. But no, wait a minute. That's not right. Not the brain. The water bucket. Come here. Okay. So let's fire this off, and it should make us a brain in a jar. If you want to strike something with lightning, strike me. I don't fall off a pedestal and make problems. Alright, we're sucking in the stuff we need. That's excellent. There goes the brain. There goes one eye. There goes the bucket of water. Oh, no, just the water. Excellent, it left me my bucket. Well, that's good to know. Alrighty, so it left me the bucket, which I can then refill. And we can do this a second time. In the meantime, where's my brain in a jar? Oh, there it is, okay. What was I about to say? Yes, Bella, I know you want to be part of this, but you can't. I'm sorry. You picked the noisiest toy you could possibly come up with to play with right now, I swear. It's hilarious. Okay, so we've got the jar back in the center. We've got a spider eye here, a spider eye here, a brain, and a bucket of water. Let's see, we still have plenty of sensus and cognito, and we still have plenty of exanimus. So, go. As long as it doesn't destroy the brain, we'll be fine. I can replace anything but the brain. If the brain gets knocked off the pedestal, I can always put it back on as long as it's not destroyed. So, come on, baby. Work for me. There goes the brain. Good, we're good. Oh, I don't have a bucket of water on me. Okay, at least it's working. Excellent. No troubles there. Okay, so the brain in the jar, if you've never played with Thaumcraft before, the brain in the jar actually takes experience that's laying on the ground and stores it in with the brain. To get the experience out, you simply right-click on it, smacking the jar, and it drops experience for you. There's not a whole lot here at this point because there just isn't a whole lot of experience to be taken from it. But we can actually improve on this by having more experience come through. The reason that there wasn't anything there for me to take is because nothing's been cooked in the furnace that generated experience. However, down here, we have this wonderful experience generating thing. But what's going to happen now, the problem is going to become that the experience is being taken in and turned into liquid. And that's fine, and I like the fact that it did that. But now that we don't actually need that anymore, we're going to put a stop to it. We can actually get off my screen so I can see. Experience output go away. And now it should stop sucking up experience because it's not being told to output it somewhere. So it should stop it from taking it in altogether. So the big thing here is, and the only reason I'm changing this is because I don't like the fact that I have to constantly keep using glass jars to fill with experience. It uses up a lot of glass that's just not necessary. So I'm trying, and I don't know how this is going to work because, Okay, so now that guy there should absorb the experience as it's generated. And he is. As you can see, it's running right over there to him. And the brain is sucking up the experience. So now, instead of having to use glass and make extra bottles and then breaking the bottles and using up glass in that way, this was good while I didn't have the research for this, but now that I have the research for this, my brain in the jar can actually take the experience, and then I can just tap the brain in the jar, like so, and get my experience out of it, and there's no loss of product, there's no loss of glass. So now I have a way of getting experience from this and taking it to myself without using up any extra materials. So, I wasn't going to run out of glass, but the fact that I have to keep making glass, keep making bottles, and then breaking the bottles, this was good but not very efficient. This is good and efficient. So, this is the way we're going to do it. I will make it a point in between episodes to probably kill a few more angry zombies. The angry zombies are what drop the brains that we put in the jars, henceforth the glowing red eyes of the brains. And we should make a couple more brains in a jar to hold this. The brain in a jar has a limit to how many levels it can store. I'm thinking that the number of levels it can store is 25 or 30. Maybe a few more, but I don't think so. So having multiple brains in a jar there would be a good idea. So, yay, we have officially upgraded our XP farm and our blaze rod farm, and now added a little bit of an upgrade to our furnace. So now, while the furnace is constantly cooking the charcoal that we're going to be using to generate power, the experience that is being generated by cooking things is not just being lost, we're actually storing it, and now can extract it into myself. Which also means that when I do other things here, to the tone of cooking anything else, whether it be cobblestone to smooth stone, potatoes into baked potatoes, or anything, the experience generated from that will be taken by the brain in a jar and held there waiting for me to come and get it. So we have now upgraded that, and next episode we are going to go and we're going to start a new secondary power source. Not only that, but we can actually use the same secondary power source that I'm going to use for my other piece to actually forego using charcoal to generate power here. We'll get into that next episode. Until then, this is Jeronitis signing off. Send me a like if you like me. Send me a subscription if you want to see more or follow me around. I now have Twitter. I've never had Twitter before. I'm not exactly sure how to use it. Yes, I'm a little behind the times. But I'm going to post things on Twitter showing that I have things there. And it's Jeronitis, or twitter.com/Jeronitis, I think is how it comes up. But I left the pandemic off for Twitter, so go figure. I just like Jeronitis. But until next time, help spread the gaming.